This video is the one video that is going to show you if you have what it takes to be a doctor. Hi guys, I'm Misha. I'm a third-year medical student. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited for today's video because we are talking about getting into medical school, my story of getting into medical school. We're splitting this up into 4 different parts. There will be chapters so you can skip around if you want to skip something. First part is going to be about my story. Second part is going to be about things to expect when you're applying to medical school. Part 3 is going to be about things to expect your first and second year of medical school. And then part 4 is going to answer the big question. Should you apply to medical school? Should you become a doctor? So why did I even want to become a doctor? So if you guys don't know, my background, my ethnicity, I'm Persian. And my dad, my grandpa, my dad's dad, was actually a surgeon in Iran in a small town called Kermanshah. And I was always inspired by him ever since I was a kid. Like, legitimately, people think that I'm capping when I say that when I was a kid, I wanted to be a doctor. Like, this is something that I have always told my family, my friends, like literally ask anybody who's in my life since I was a kid, my cousins, my mom, my dad, my aunts, like they all know I have always wanted to be a doctor. I've said it since I was a kid and I brought it into my adulthood as well, but I never really knew what it took to get there until I got into college. So when I was in high school, I was like just kind of goofing around, kind of just cared about like social status and stuff, as a lot of kids do. And then I realized, like, okay, remember how I was saying I wanted to be a doctor? Like, I actually want to do this. So I really had to lock in during college. I think my college experience was not like any other college experience, and I really kind of regret it because I did not enjoy 1 second of college. Like, I hated college. Never went to a tailgate, never went to a frat party, and mind you, like, my school, FAU, Go Owls. My school has like a really good football team, so the tailgates were lit. But like I never went. I was also living at home, so like I was commuting back and forth to school. So I was kind of the kid who was like in class, didn't say anything, didn't talk to anybody, and like left. I also had 2 jobs at the time. So I was working, going to school full time, and I mean full time, y'all, like 22, 23 credits, and like trying to balance life, which I was very poor at doing. And then I think during my junior year of college, which mind you, I graduated college early, so this is technically my senior year. I graduated college in 3 years. But my junior year of college, when I was about to graduate, I decided stupidly that this is when I would hustle and grind and apply to medical school. Now, I have been doing everything right. I did all the extracurricular activities. I was a teaching assistant. I was doing research for 4 years. I had a 4.0 GPA. Like, everything that they say that you need for medical school, like, I did it, okay? I went down the good pre-med checklist. And then I took my MCAT. That was hell. Oh my God, that was so hell. Look, my skin during that time, absolutely atrocious, like absolutely atrocious. It was a really difficult time. And also my family, again, my family is Persian. They didn't study in the US, they didn't study medicine in the US. So they didn't really know how to support me academically. They supported me in all other ways, and I'm so thankful for them. I wouldn't have made it to where I am without them today. But that portion, the academic support portion, I kind of had to learn for myself. So I didn't know how to study for the MCAT. I would go to the library and just like willy-nilly like grab some Kaplan books for free, and whatever like AAMC test banks that I could, I would get those. But it was really hard. I ended up getting a 504 on my MCAT. And then I was like, you know what? I've been grinding these past 3 years and I'm gonna apply. Like, I know, I was very egotistical. Like, my ego was huge. I was like, I know I'm gonna get in because I did everything that I needed to do. So I thought if you do everything you need to do, you're going to get where you want to be. Like, I was disciplined. I sacrificed the last 3 years of my life for this one moment. And so I applied to over 40 schools, I would say. And I waited. And I waited some more. And I continued to wait.
2,000 years later.
And then I started getting scared because I got my first rejection letter. Sorry, we couldn't accept you. And then I saw another one. Sorry, it's with regret. And I was like, oh crap, like I'm getting rejected from all these schools. And it was coming to the end of a medical school application cycle, which if you've applied or you're going to apply, you know it takes about a year to apply. And it was coming to the end of that cycle and I still didn't make it. Either schools have completely ghosted me or it was just rejection after rejection. And at that point in my life, I was so low because I had thought to myself, you did everything that you were supposed to do. Everything that they told you to do, you did. And yet you still failed. And then those thoughts of doubt came in my mind. What if the academic advisors were right? I wasn't built for medicine. It's very hard to get into medical school. I'm not going to get into medical school. And I was spiraling. I thought my life was over because I didn't see anything outside of medicine. Like I was very much just like, it's medicine or die type of vibe, which is not good, guys. Like that's not true at all. But that's where I was at the time. When I got rejected from medical school, I thought to myself, like, okay, this is a sign from God that you are not meant to be a doctor, you are not meant to be a medical student. So you're actually gonna be a real estate agent. I don't know why I like jumped to real estate because like I have never in my life been interested in real estate, but I thought like, hey, maybe I have the personality for it. I'm in kind of a hub in South Florida, so I should become a real estate agent. So I started like looking up ways to become a real estate agent, crazy enough. And that was my goal, like that was my plan. I was like, all right, medicine didn't work, so now I'm gonna be a real estate agent. But like every week that passed by, there was something in my mind that was telling me like, don't give up, like, don't do it. You are going to be miserable in real estate. And I kept thinking about medicine and I would literally cry myself to sleep at night thinking about my future as a doctor. And like, a month or two passed by and I woke up and I was like, you know what? I don't care if they said that I couldn't get in this cycle. I'm gonna apply again next cycle and I'm going to get in. And I did. That year I worked as a medical assistant, which not only further enforced my passion for medicine, but it truly made me realize like, I'm so happy that I didn't choose real estate. Like this is exactly what I want on a larger scale as a physician. So I hustled that year. I worked as a medical assistant. I actually started a master's program just to kind of beefing up my application. And then I said I was going to finish that 1-year master's program, which I didn't because your girl reapplied to medical school in the middle of the cycle. I got accepted. And not only to 1, but 6 different schools. And that was just that reinforcement in my mind of like, yes, I get thrown down sometimes, but I know how to pick myself back up. If I want something, I will get the thing that I want because that is my mindset. I'm not going to give up until I'm 6 feet under. And now I'm a 3rd-year medical student. I'm starting my rotations in a week, and I'm so excited. So what should you expect when you are applying to medical school? 3 things, okay? Expect rejection, expect to spend a lot of money, and expect to spend a lot of time. These are 3 things that I wish somebody had told me. Med students or pre-meds, y'all know we're type A. We're used to being tops of the class. We're used to like doing everything right. One thing we are not used to is rejection, being quote unquote at the bottom. But medical school will humble you so fast. Who I was when I was applying to medical school is completely different than who I am now. Just be ready to get told no. Get ready to be told that you aren't good enough. Get ready to have your ego crushed. It's gonna happen. It's inevitable. But you have to understand that you are more powerful than anything anyone can throw at you. If this path was meant for you, it is going to happen for you. You just have to let things not get in your way. When you become discouraged, you have to pick yourself back up and tell yourself, hey, this is part of the journey. This is part of the process. That had to happen for me to get where I wanted to be. If I didn't get rejected from those 40 medical schools, I would have never became a medical assistant. I would have never had that gap year to really explore and truly understand that this path is the one for me. Because once you go down the field of becoming a doctor, that's a long and rigorous road. Imagine you get through all of medical school and then you realize, maybe this wasn't for me. Not only did you just spend 4 years of your life in one of the most rigorous academic challenging programs ever, but you spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to get there and you don't even want to do that? You know what I mean? So just get ready for that. Number 2, lots of money. Lots of money to apply to medical school. I think I had to apply twice. You have to pay for both times. I think it cost me almost $6,000 or $7,000 to apply, and that's not including the prep material that I use for the MCAT and paying for my MCAT itself. So just take it into account. You're going to spend a lot of money. I was working 2 jobs at the time, and my parents really helped me through that. But again, it's a lot of money that not all of us are at luxury of spending. I don't have $7,000 to just throw out into the wind, right? Like, it's nothing. So that's something that you really need to keep in mind. And then number 3, lots of time. It takes a year from when you start applying to medical school to until you matriculate, which means like start your actual year of medical school. So it takes a lot of time. It's not like you're going to apply and then figure out the next month if you've made it or not. Just be prepared for that, right? There's a long waiting period, and that can be really anxious and rigorous. Plan things to look forward to or things to do in the middle of the application cycle so you can get your mind off of it. That's something I wish I did the first time. I did it the second time, but something I definitely wish I did the first time because it would have saved me a lot of stress. All right, now part 3, things to expect your first and second year of medical school. So yay, you got in, you're getting in, period. Like, I have no doubt in my mind. Like, if that's what you want, you're going to get in. And there are certain things that I don't think anybody could have really prepared me for this, or I wish that they did prepare me for this, but like I wasn't listening. So just listen to me right now. I'm going to tell you certain things to expect in your first and second year of medical school, and it's not just related to your academics. So first things first, understand that going into medical school, no one is your friend. I'm sorry, like, this is kind of harsh to say. I remember when I was applying to medical school, one of the big things that everyone was telling me in choosing a school was find a school where people are collaborative and like they share Anki decks and da 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 da. Okay, sharing an Anki deck does not mean that they're your friend. Just gonna let you know that right now. Be very careful with who you trust, because at the end of the day, medical school has some of the most cutthroat people. It doesn't matter which medical school you choose. Medical school is medical school. There is a reason that the people in medical school got to where they are. They had to fight and claw their way up to get to that position. So you need to be very cautious with who you trust. Do not just blatantly go and trust everybody. Now, does that mean you need to be closed off and keep all your opportunities away from everyone? No, not at all. Just be cautious, right? You are going to finally be in a position where you are working with people. And I think that is something that you cannot learn from a textbook. It's definitely something that I learned when I was in the working field, not when I was in college. So just remember, no one is really your friend until they truly show through their actions that they have your and their best interests at heart. Now, part 2 of part number 3. If you think you want a competitive specialty, just passing your classes isn't enough. Even honoring your classes isn't enough. Like, you need to do so much more, and this is not something that I was really told going into medical school. You are going to have time to do more than just study. Is it going to be hard when you're studying? Yeah, of course, but like, if you want a competitive specialty, i.e. dermatology, radiology, anything in surgery, so like OB-GYN, ENT, general surgery, plastic surgery, neurosurgery, cardiothoracic surgery, you get the list. You are going to have to do so much more. You're going to need to get a lot of research. You're going to need to know a lot of people. You're going to need to be doing well in your classes, obviously. You cannot suffer a failure. So, like, the fact of the matter is, if you fail your boards, like, a lot of these specialties are off your list immediately. And that's something that, like, nobody really mentioned to me. And so you have students coming in who are already on research projects in their first year, and you're just like, oh, okay. Now, me personally, I want to do primary care, and I'm not passionate about research, so I'm kind of in a good boat. However, if you do want to do a competitive specialty and then you get into medical school and you realize like, I cannot handle passing my classes and getting research, that's fine. You don't need to do it in medical school. You can take essentially what they call a research year. So after you finish your 4 years of medical school, when you're going to match, instead of matching your specialty, you match to a research year. It's like a gap year, like the gap years that we take before medical school, and you get research within that year, and then you can reapply the match the next year. There are always ways around it. It just may take more time for you to get that specialty that you want, but that's just something to keep in the back of your mind going into medical school. And then the last part of what to expect in your first and second year is that school does not define your worth. School does not define your worth. Because you get a bad grade, that doesn't mean you're a bad person or you're going to be a bad doctor. Like, school is, in the grand scheme of things, school is nothing, guys, okay? School is very, very minuscule. No patient is going to look at you and be like, hey, what did you get on your cardiology and pulmonology exam? Second semester of your second year of medical school. Like, they don't care. They're just thankful that they're seeing a doctor, they're seeing a healthcare provider. They just want to be taken care of. They don't care what grade you got, okay? You are the person putting it in your mind that your grades are what define your value. And that is a deadly slope to be on, because there are going to be times in medical school where you fail exams, where you don't do as well as you want to do. And then you spiral, and guess what? You'll do worse on your upcoming exams. Like, school is not everything, guys. School is really not everything. But I understand that if you've only been in school your entire life, you don't know anything different. But I'm here to tell you that school is not what defines your worth. And that's something that you need to remember going in. If you know me, if you've seen any of my videos or you've seen any of my IG reels, like, I'm always the first person to say it's just a test. Like, it's just a test. There are ways around anything in life, any type of failure. All you need to get where you want to be is the desire and the passion and the drive to get there. If you have that, the rest is going to fall into place. All right, now the moment of the video that you have all been waiting for. Should you apply to medical school? Okay, guys, I'm going to make this easy in one sentence. If you have not done anything else besides school, and if you think that you can see yourself doing something else, try that thing first, okay? So for example, if you are maybe interested in engineering, a field outside of medicine, try an engineering internship for a year. See if that really floats your boat, if that matches your vibe. Because if you try that internship and then you fall in love with it, good. You should not become a doctor. I need you to try everything else in this world that you think you are interested in before you dedicate yourself to medicine, before you dedicate yourself to becoming a physician. If you think, if you're doing this for the money, if you're doing it for the clout, the prestige, like, you are very quickly going to fail. You are very quickly going to realize that this is not for you and you can't handle it. Because there are many times in my first and second year especially that I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing? But then I fall back and I remember how I felt when I got rejected from medical school and when I tried to become a real estate agent. And then I remember, like, I worked so hard to get here today. And yes, it's hard right now, but this is exactly what I want. And I'm steadfast in that. There's nothing that can shake me or cause me doubt. But if you haven't tried the things that you want to try in life, and you get to that point where you're like, what the hell am I doing in medical school? It is very easy for you to fail. It is very easy for you to drop out. It is very easy for you to waste your time and money. So should you apply to medical school? Yes, if you cannot see yourself doing anything else and you have tried everything else in your power to explore those other opportunities. The people who truly and radically want to become a doctor will become a doctor. You will realize once you get on the journey of medical school that it's a rigorous battle, but it's a battle that we will all as physicians do over again. I am so excited to become a doctor. I am so excited to take care of my patients, to be my grandfather's granddaughter, because this is really what I have worked my entire life for. And I'm so thankful for all the failures that I've came across the way, because it has just reinforced in my mind that this is for me. So no matter how hard it gets, I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep hustling. Do I complain? Do I like, sigh all the time? Yes, I do. But that's like a rite of passage as a medical student. At the end of the day, I know I'm here for a reason, and no matter what challenge I face, I'm going to keep becoming a doctor. Not just for me, not just for my family, but for my community, for my future patients who so desperately need me, and I wouldn't have it any other way. So that's the biggest question you need to ask yourself, and really be honest with yourself when wondering if you should apply to medical school or not. Guys, I hope you liked this video. I hope it gave you some clarity. I hope it gave you some insight onto what it really takes to become a doctor and the process of getting there. I know it's a hard and long battle, but I know my followers, my subscribers, everybody who watches my videos, y'all are some tough cookies, man. And no matter what you end up doing in life, whether it be medicine or not, like, I am so proud of you. I am so proud of you for even considering medicine as an option, because not only is it so hard, it's so noble of you, right? And because a lot of people can't do this. So I'm so proud of you. Thank you for watching this video. If you got this far in the video, drop me like a white coat. Drop me a white coat. Yeah, you have the little white coat emoji. I want to see who gets this far in the video. If you guys have any suggestions for any other videos or any topics that you want me to talk about, leave them in the comments below. I will make that video for you. I love you oh so much, and I will see you next Sunday.